Hello. What's up? What's up? Yeah, it's been a minute. Been so busy. Barely had time to stream anything. Yeah, gonna be a weird stream today. Gonna be a different one. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I finished one video, and I'm gonna start working on the next one. And if it isn't obvious what this video is gonna be about, I thought maybe I would get like a jump start, get some community opinions on this character. We'll see. We'll see if we actually get some. What's up? What's good, man? Maso. Prism. Good to see you. I'm playing with their kids right now, too. Oh, true. Am I Enfielding? Well, I am. You guys get to see my ugly base, but I think I've showed it off plenty of times now. So I'm just sitting here. I don't know what else to have in the background, so. What's up? What's up? Whoa. When did YouTube update the look of the moderator? Is that recent? What's up, Isaac? The uglier the base. Yeah. Fuck blueprints, bro. I ain't about that. What's the fun of this game if you complete the base in one day? Priestess is love. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. I don't even remember what it was before. Was it a sword? I really should give a Prism and Maso the sword as well, but that requires effort. Who needs looks when it can be efficient? Well, that's the thing, right? When I say ugly, I don't know if that's synonymous with efficiency. Mine is just ugly. That's it. Mine is ugly and inefficient. Especially my Wuling base. It is horrible. I don't even want to show you guys. It's like, well, it's a baby. It's in its infant stage. I'm going to wait till more people get in here because I do want to get, you know, a decent amount of opinions on this character. I don't know how many people are going to show up, honestly. It's been so long since I've streamed. No, it was a wrench. It was a wrench, that's right. I'm at work anyway, can't do much on my phone. Working is good enough. Yeah, make it yours, right? That's what's important. Make the base yours. Have your imprint, not someone else's. That's how you enjoy it more, in my opinion. Who cares if it's ugly? Low battery? Well, you see, I have it down to a T. I produce just enough batteries so that it'll start draining the bar, but then go right back up. It's perfect. It's the same way in the other place, Valley 4, the exact same place. Now my base is fine. It won't die. There it goes again. It'll continue to do this forever. Oh, look at that. Yep, look at that setup. Beautiful. I think it's been over 2 weeks since I've streamed, yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that Enfield has taken over my life, and I don't really feel like streaming Enfield that much. At least 1.0, because I've already played it like 5 times. It was like, boy, you want to get reactions from me from things I've already seen 1 billion times already? I think I'd actually stream Enfield in like 1.1 or whatever the next major update is. And then Nikkei, I like Label, but I was really busy during Label's event. And then Velvet came out, and I was like, eh. Sure enough, I finished the story, and you know, it was pretty meh. Nothing too special. I mean, we still have hard mode, and now we have the collab coming out. And it's like, all right, well, I like the unused loader at the top. Should I make I was thinking about doing this. I think I talked about this with Isaac. Should I make a how to make the shittiest base ever video? I think I can pull it off. Just the shittiest base ever. If reconveners came from assimilation from originium something, then Pulse's rival is already predicted. Man. I don't want to connect it too much to Enfield because there's still so much I haven't done too much research on Enfield. But yeah, the whole reconvener things is a headache on itself, honestly. It would be funny, crib style. The worst base can yeah, that's the thing. I'd have to make the ugliest base imaginable, but it has to be able to sustain. It has to work somehow. All right. You know what? We'll go with this. We got our Priestess enjoyers in here. Maybe more will show up as we go. I got some questions here to ask. Very important questions. We'll go down the list one by one. But I just read them all at once. You know what? Let's just start with the first one. Okay, we don't need to go through them. Actually, never mind. Let's go through all of them so you know what's happening. Okay. So question 1. What do you think about a relationship with the Doctor? Was it genuine, complicated, manipulative? How does this bond affect how we view her decisions? Number 2, do you see Priestess as a creator, a guardian, or a villain in the story concerning Originium? Or just the story in general. Was creating Originium justified given the observer threat? Was it reckless, justified in wanting to assimilate all life for preservation? The ends justify the means. Number 3, compare Priestess's goals for Originium with the Doc and Call. Who do you agree with more, philosophically? Why? Priestess's view, was it practical or was it too extreme? Number 4, what does Priestess represent thematically? Hope, inevitability, fatalism, etc. Does Priestess understand the people she wants to save? Does she truly care about life on Terra, or is she too detached, out of touch? Is her plan compassion or cold / authoritarian? Number 6, can she be saved? Can the Doctor or others reverse or redeem Priestess's vision? And number 7, which parts of her character do you love? And that's kind of like the fun part, I guess. That's probably where I'm actually going to extract the most from you guys. Yeah, does she have any redeeming qualities despite her actions? Okay, all right. Genuine but complicated. You said it was a sin calling. Okay, so are we going off of question 1? Question 1, what do you think about a relationship with the Doctor? Genuine but complicated. Yes. It was, yes. Manipulative? A little bit, no? Clinging to a bygone era that has long been, yeah. She said it was a sin calling it intimate. I think she said that because it was more than intimate, right? But it was just her being manipulative since she is genuine. She is a genuine sociopath that doesn't want to get compared with standard human terms. Oh, okay. So you kind of agree. Yeah, it was above intimacy. Like, we do have some records of them holding hands in their assimilated ways. Not like physically, like holding hands in how the predecessors do it, whatever you want to call that. Now that the whole loves you for real, for real. A situationship. I don't think that she sees that manipulated is not genuine. I don't think that she sees that manipulative. It's not genuine, though? Is that what you're saying? It's not genuine? Had a very nice long drive. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that video. In fact, I use it. How does this bond affect how we view her decisions? I mean, we're kind of already answering that. I do agree. Like, it obviously is genuine. They've stuck to each other for who knows how long, eons. They've seen crazy shit that no normal human or no normal Terran has ever witnessed. Like, they have that bond that transcends all other life forms that they see. Like, the only other life form that can kind of understand where they're coming from, well, besides, like, the predecessors, is Cultid. Everyone else is, like, so insignificant to them. And so, that is very special. Priestess did nothing wrong. Well, thank you for your input. Do that one animation from 5th year any count as canon? One animation from 5th any? I don't. You'll have to be more specific. Priestess want to understand language of God. The only one who cares about it when every research just stay away from her is Oracle. Yeah, Oracle's the only one who cares about her. Yeah, Oracle cares about her. Was everyone else keeping their distance from her? I thought, oh, maybe they were, because what did she do? She tied her consciousness to a dying star, right? And then they, like, watched some sort of planet fade away or something. And so she found that very touching. Maybe it's her obsession with being a linguist. You know, her obsession with languages keeps everyone else away. Hi, Barrett. Thank you for a compliment. Or I guess that comment. I appreciate it. We're just doing a weird stream. Just getting some people's inputs, because I am working on a couple videos. Well, actually, well, yeah, a couple videos. And I need some help. I need some help from the community. I mean, obviously, I could have just done like a post or something, or a Discord thing, but it's been a while since I've streamed, so I thought might as well. I don't think it's manipulative. It's more like having a really complicated view. They've been together for so long that they have a special connection, and being special is the most important. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I said, right? It's very special. It transcends everything else that, you know, other life forms know. I think despite Priestess and Oracle spending so much time together, Priestess never saw Oracle in the context of life outside of their race. Or species. Okay, yeah. I see what you mean here. So she never... It's almost like you're saying she never saw him kind of stoop down more. Like, kind of exit the realm of gods, you know? Here they are, like, traversing the universe and doing things that are, you know, reserved for higher beings, if you will. But now Oracle's kind of on Terra, chilling out, you know, hanging out with people, making smaller connections, but meaningful connections, and Priestess doesn't really understand that. Maybe that's what you're saying? What's up, machines? She naturally believes in the superiority of the predecessors. People say precursors. Is that... It's predecessors, right? Are they both predecessors and precursors? I know it's predecessors, but is it also precursors? That's the one with the car drive with the two active. Oh yeah, the MF video. Yeah, we just said that. Yeah. Is it canon? Probably not. Did Hymal personally request it? Probably. I just think that manipulation and being genuine is the same thing. Well, they're not mutually exclusive, right? Is that what you're saying? I feel like she treats Oracle not as a partner, but as someone beneath her. Yeah, she genuinely believes that it's affection. Interesting. Because it's like she is the one that created Originium, but she Oh, they both did, right? They both made originium, but she kind of did, how would you say it? Not all, like most of the work. I guess she did it, right? She did most of the work. But she still credits Oracle as the mastermind behind it, right? The guy that created the formulas and the calculations. If I'm scratching my memory right now, scraping the bottom, I think that's how it is. Yeah, he was a co-creator. It's both of their projects, Mr. Hat. Yeah, Priestess and Oracle made this, but Priestess like did all the hands-on shit because she's so good at that, I think. But Oracle made the calculations. And so, I hope I'm not wrong. And so, Priestess kind of knows the inner workings a lot better. You know, because she has all that hands-on creation, which is why she's so much better at manipulating Originium itself. She's waifu, so she's good. Okay, I gotta catch up. I think, let's see. And she like William Afton, where her body does no longer exist, but some program keeps her alive type shit. I don't know who that is, but yes, I think her body doesn't. Yeah, her body doesn't exist. She assimilated with Originium. I don't remember when. When does she do that? It was when the observers first attacked, right? She's like, okay, I'm going to go first. Oh, I could be wrong. Oh, boy. That's all right. We'll get through this together. I got to read chapter 14 and 15. Yeah, you do. I mean, that's like a whole book. But it's a great book. Dying star, but I think Doctor saw her watching a dying star when passing by and brought her to his ship thinking she was in danger. Oh, is that what happened? And she was like, no, I'm just chilling. I'm just like trying to figure out this star. It is predecessors. Okay, great. It's mainly because she lives in a different way that most people in the Doctor sees. Yeah, she lives in a totally different way. If she is like completely assimilated. Yeah. Like, how do you even connect to these people? We don't have to go by these questions. I might just go by the chat themselves. You can read these questions and just like contribute your answer through that. Nice, I just finished upgrading all my owl stock guys and depots to level 4. Oh, congrats, man. I wish I had more time to play this game, but I also don't want to rush it. I think we still have a couple weeks until the next major event. Or, yeah. Precursors are Halo. Okay, she doesn't see Terrans as valid life forms, so in her mind, she's doing the right thing, even if it hurts them both. Yeah, she sees them as a mistake. Yes. So it's like... It's weird because she sees them as a mistake, which could imply that she sees them as invalid. But then she, like... In chapter 15, she just kind of picks up Hierda right before she, dies. Or she did die, but she picks up Hierda, puts her in the thing, and she has this, like, really nice, deep conversation with her. And she treats her like any other human, any other life form. So it's just kind of weird. Does that still give the implication? What's the word? That's how she feels, with these Terrans. Let's see, where was I? The fun part in the Enfield is when new player asks why the 4 ears, and then they get lore bombed. What the hell? Yeah. Is that a thing? Precursors is what the Agarians refer to them in Path of Life, as they luck spawned near their lost tag and inherited what they... Oh, really? That's fascinating. Good to know. So they're referred to as precursors by the Aegir. Isn't Originium's Doctor... Yeah, okay, I already read that. Who's to say the Endman is the same as the Rhodes Ops, where we are a fragment of Doctor and Priestess? Yeah, I mean, there's some good theories on that. I have zero confirmation, but just the fact that we're using like that half rhombus thing, like a half triangle, and there's this one image that we only have the rhombus eye in one eye and the other eye is normal. Yeah, there's a lot of teasers there, but no definitive conclusions. We growing our factory? Kinda. Shitty factory. What I mean with outside the context of their civilization race. That's kind of what I'm getting at with them having spent all their time as God. I would imagine that even if I learned that ants had emotions and complex lives, that would still not be my concern or priority. Like, it would certainly change the way you see them. And you might treat them with a lot more respect, which is what Priestess has shown to do with my Hirda example. I think that's a good segue, or connection to that. He basically created the formula, yes. They both had different visions for Originium. He was so wary of this that Oracle basically predicted he could revisit this moment in the past just in case. I wish I remember more of the plot. Same here. It's so much. It's so much. Doing this without, like, notes. Just off the top of my head, yeah. She told it to Hirda on the tomb. She told her about the tomb? The civilization tomb? Or you mean like the conversation they had next to the tomb? First event starts on the 12th. Yeah, so we still have 9 days. What's this Eye of Sauron? Priestess, my guy. She just wants to understand, like she wants to recreate the event, like what happens to Enfield. Does she want to understand? Yeah, maybe. Because it's like everything else has failed up until this point to kind of reclaim the Doctor. So maybe one of her plans is to just get a better understanding of the situation, but she's still so detached. Maybe that's what your comment is referring to. She gave Hirda that power to convert people. Yeah. Yes. I don't know, was that on purpose, or was that another mistake? She seems to make a lot of mistakes with Originium. I assumed that was just another mistake. Wasn't it? No, that must have been part of her master plan. You're right. She must have done that on purpose. She must have given her that power. Yeah, I don't think that was a mistake. I mean, it could be. If Enfield reconvened data to be manifest, it was possible that Priestess reconvenes as she is waiting in the north of Talos 2. Priestess is fully assimilated. And she... Oh, jeez. This is so complicated. This is a bad idea. Holy cow. Isn't she the only known life form that is, like, pure in the assimilation? Would she need to reconvene? Does reconvening even... Is it even an option for her? I don't know. I think it's not only that they're a mistake, they also kind of ruined their overarching plan, particularly the Sarcast who touched upon stole fire from the gods. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That is definitely a topic that things were going as planned, although, you know, again, the mistake was to create life, if you will. It was their fault for doing this. This is not out of their hands, which is kind of Doctor's argument, right? It's like, dude, we kind of have to take responsibility, you know? We can't just say, fuck these guys. What's your reaction to the hard mode? Oh, we're talking about Nikkei? I don't even remember. But let's stay on topic. What was it? Oh, about the... Okay, yeah. It was Ingrid, right? Yeah. Nothing to make a video about, let's say. Is self-preservation selfish? This is basically my way of viewing Priestess as a whole. Why waste effort for others' well-being when your own is already at risk? And then coupled that with the fact that she kind of views the Terrans beneath her. And it's not in a malicious way, just like what we argued before about the ants. Lancer, I think, said. This is going to be really deep once I start dropping all connections to other stuff. I remember that when Oracle talked to the Doctor, when he visited the Black Crown archives, like Oracle knew Doctor would return for answers. Oh, you're referring to Isaac. Or could you count reduced to data away living? Now I have gripes with Enfield lore-wise. For now I have gripes with Enfield. Lore-wise, I am just... Enfield has a lot of good stuff going in the background. Like, the seams are there. But until they confirm that this isn't just a weird spin-off thing, which I've heard from both sides, could be either or, then we'll be stuck in a forever limbo. I'm going back to play Enfield now. Need to defeat... Okay, well, have fun. I need Ark Knights to release more content. I finished everything. You finished everything a little too fast. You cruised. You cruised through the game. Nah, that's okay. I think it's a good thing that you can catch up. I think having too much is going to make you burnt out real quick. The base is so chill. Like, obviously you want to make, you know, materials to let you level up outposts and stuff, but I think they hear the... Oh boy, I've lost my spot. Here to use his way of making her own Amia and her own King of Sarkaz. That's what I got, yeah, because they're both Cautuses. Kirida. Yeah, it wouldn't make any other sense giving her that power. And Hirida now has kind of the same knowledge about Originium. I think from the Masses Travels event, we learn more about her plans. Do we? She obviously appears. Literally, Priestess literally materializes in the real world. Yeah, she appears. But is that the same as the other life forms? I don't know. Even if she doesn't want to understand, she did say that they would both like to save people by turning them into data, right? Yes, basically, yeah, assimilation, yeah. Her ways might be questionable. If she's trying to save people, why refuse? It's the whole ends justify the means thing, right? This really is the philosophical question of it all, I would say. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but I think that's where people have a problem is that. I think that Hirida's manipulation of Originium is perhaps Priestess's question to the Doctor. What if the Savior arrived that could take away the pain and suffering of being infected? That is interesting. Like, yeah, what if Hirda starts to take away the pain and suffering of Originium, or of the patients of infected with oropathy, and the world basically, over time, gets cured of it? Would the doctor change his mind about where Originium is going, the Originium project? Interesting. Body made from Originium. In the Enfield story, they go on about the Endman having brought one of the 3 samples of yeah, one of the seeds, right? Brought one of the seeds. I don't think they named it, dropped it, right? Yeah, I see what you mean, Lancer. Yeah. If there wasn't suffering and being infected, what's the problem with Originium? Just let it keep going is probably her question then, if Yerda is to be the savior. I just got through 30-minute Tianchi lady date sequence. What's her name? Zhuang? I like her design. And it wasn't like mega forced, but it was very convenient. It was like, oh, of course you like this. Of course you glaze us, even after all this time. Enfield currently lacks a compelling villain or threat. The most compelling villain of Enfield is Ardashir. I think that's his name. That's the most compelling villain, and he appears in the last, like, 4 hours of the game. What's her face? I forgot her name. Is forgettable. They need to work on that. But for a 1.0 game, 1.0 story, it's okay. It's decent. So, you know, other games in the past have done much worse. But I think, again, riding on the shoulders of Ark Knights itself, it needs to, yeah, I felt like it needed to do better. And I think it will over time. Also, people meme that the Doctor is an actual leader, but Enbin is just an errand boy, even though he supposedly commands stuff. You're talking about the Doctor, and now you're talking about Enbin. I'm not sure what you mean there. Master's Travel Events was a move, a side tangent project, I think, like convert everything to Sancta. Yeah. Okay, you're refreshing my memory now, Lancer. Yeah, it was something like that. A more easier way to convert things into Originium. But she also wanted to see what the Doctor would do. It was to study the Doctor more, because she appeared at the end with her and Monster, and they kind of just like talked. If Priestess went to a psychiatrist, what will he be her diagnosis? Well, which psychiatrist? Like a normal Terran psychiatrist, or like a predecessor psychiatrist? Those are two very different things. Yeah, my base is. Hold on. We can have a different. There we go. Nice open field for you guys. Beautiful. My rabbit is way higher level than yours, Doctor. What do I think about Priestess? I think she's quite an excellent villain. Or I'm excuse me. She's an excellent character that seems like the main villain. But the main villain are the observers, is the light. It's just that they haven't been made super explicit to the story. Is Enman Doctor's kid, or is that just a theory? That there's no confirmations of anything. Yeah, there's some theories poking around, but no confirmations. I'm not against the Originian project. Take away the pain and catastrophes, and it's fine for the most part. But assimilate everything into the universe, assimilate everything into data, and it's not like we're doing that for no reason, right? It's to protect us from the inevitable destruction caused by the light down the line. But I'm gonna assume that the Doctor's like, there's got to be another way. There has to be another way, and that might be the next conflict. And Endman being a salesman with the free samples. Right now. What the hell are you talking about? Endman, let's see. Endman glazing is kind of tiring. I agree. At least it makes sense that these people glaze them. It's not like they appear and it's like, yeah, I was God at one point. Fear me. Oh, Neferith. That's her name. Ashir must be lit. She got those space manipulation type shit. Do banshees have tails like that? Because his tiara, his horn tiara, whatever you call it, his horns reminds me of Logos a lot. I don't think he's a reconvener of Logos or whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he's that. Talking about Nikkei, we love Nikkei. In AK, there's currently one Anasa Ab Jiyu. Anasa. Am I missing something here? What the hell is an Anasa? Is that a race? Perlica and Chen remind me of Rappi and Anis. Hopefully they stay with the MC and story for a while. I hope they don't go down the route where they introduce a new character, especially a waifu character, and then they become like a tool to get the story moving and to sell the banner, and then they fade into existence, or they fade into the background and we never hear from them again as we move on to the next characters. I hope that doesn't happen. That would be annoying. I want there to be an actual universe, right? A world where people interact with each other, where you can see old characters reappear again. These characters aren't released for the sake of making money for the banner. Like, I want to see these characters come back and contribute to the story. That is a video topic I might do. I'm very concerned about that. Ark Knights has done that, OG Ark Knights, so that is reassuring. But this is a totally different game with a totally different team. I'm worried that might be the case, because that does maximize profits, but there is burnout, and it does make the story way worse. Way worse. Anasa, oh, okay, it is a race. Seem to have flat tails, black horns, I think, and sometimes a bit of halo. Anasa is Sarkaz, who chose some ideology of pacifism and enlightenment following Quilong. Oh, okay. Okay. And there's only one of them? Artishi could be a lich instead of Banshee. Yeah, I have no idea. He just has the Banshee horns, so I imagine. You watch and like all my Nikkei videos despite not playing? Oh, that's all right. I tried to spread the goodness of good stories. Both games that I focus on, or all three, technically, have good stories. Oh, no, wait. Why am I talking about Enfield? Enfield hasn't gotten to that point. Ark Knights and Nikkei, definitely, yeah. Have great stories. Look, new shiny banner with story next banner bait. Yeah, yeah. I hate that. I hate that so much. Subrace of Sarkaz. He seems to be an Anasa. Oh, okay. Like looks-wise, he resembles one. Very interesting. OG AK lore bros. Question: do people only get into the assimilated universe if they die of oripathy? AK bros, you want to take that? Where was I up here? Is Enfield a sequel, or do we not have confirmation? I mean, it seems like a sequel since there's no confirmation. No. There's no confirmation. I've gotten whispers that it's a spin-off. Whispers. But I don't want to believe it. I'm very adamant in believing that this is a sequel. Because why would you have so many ties to Rose Island and talk about Talos and Terrans and reconvening itself? Like that idea, that logic itself assumes that it has direct ties to Ark Knights OG. So I don't know why you would ever put that in the game and then be like, actually, it's just a spinoff. It's like they want to be cautious. They're like, well, if this game ends up having a really bad, shitty story, at least we can be like, it was just a spinoff, guys, and they can just like distance themselves from the OG Ark Knights. It's like they're trying to make sure it's try to keep it safe, But they really want it to connect. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't like it. Just grow some balls and tell us, man. Just say it. Sorry, I'm just gonna go on a rant. We're supposed to talk about Priestess. I mean, I've gotten a lot of information. I'm not gonna lie. This has been great so far. You want racism back? I hope some people took that video very seriously. I hope they take the next video seriously, too. A complete assimilation is too much. Life ceasing to exist isn't much different than the annihilation from the observers. The Originium project needs to be the restart button to life, not the end. See, I mean, it's a sound argument. But who is it up to, Who makes that decision? Is the Doctor and is the Priestess actually above these organisms? Are they above Teresa? Are they above Anya? To make this decision for them? Like, dude, this is the way to go. Whether you like it or not, this is how we continue life. They'll be like, who are you? And of course, they'll be like, well, basically God. Yeah, I'll glaze shift up a lot. I'll glaze both companies. But if they make a mistake, I'll call them out. Fully animation of Enfield. The pods come in with Originium inside it. Does that mean the Originium plan worked? So, Originium still has problems, still has issues, but Enfield seems to be harnessing its power way better this time around. We still have oripathy, which is a massive issue. But, yeah, Originium itself is very ingrained with Enfield, and they know a lot more about it than Rhodes Island did in the beginning. They seem to know how to use... I mean, that's the whole purpose of the AIC. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see me, but... Like, the AIC is like, super Originium backed. And that's like part of the story. Like, yeah, we use Originium to make your lives better. Look, literally, we're building things to make your life better because of Originium. And, that's I assume that's part of the lore, or that's part of the message they want to convey in this game. Anyways, I do miss the racism a little bit. It felt like Ark Knights to Enfield went racism, nationalism, factionalism. Yeah. What did I say? Groupism? Factionism. I'm sorry. Factionalism is a much more scientific word. Thank you. I don't think it needs racism to be better as a story. But it is kind of a whiplash. It's like, whoa, okay, all of a sudden we don't hate Sarkaz because there's no Kazdel. There is a Kazdel, and it's Seska, but Seska is a literal floating carnival city. It is completely the opposite of Kazdel. There could be another Kazdel that they haven't mentioned yet, but as far as we know, Seska, if that's how you pronounce it, is the quote unquote Kazdel of Enfield. We need more conflict in this game. I agree. Hi, Eisen. Love your opinion videos about AK lore. Thank you. Would you think they would make Wishadel and Lapland and Enfield? Oh, absolutely. One of those is going to be a anniversary unit. You can count on me. Yes. One of those is going to be anniversary unit. Both are extremely popular. Absolutely. Cooperationalism. Xenophobia increases. There's a comment on that video, on that racism video. This guy was like, oh man, I don't remember exactly how it went, but he was like, I clicked on this video thinking it was something woke, but man, I was so wrong. Great video. Keep it up. It's like, what the fuck? Are you 5 years old? I'm sorry, it cracked me up. That was a great comment. That makes my day. No, you get assimilated if you die and at any point have oripathy. Well, Isaac knows what's up. There you go. Does racism exist when there is only one single race? What? You're not referring to Terrans as a race, right? Like, you can say the human race, but then there's sub-races within humans, you know? I think that's kind of what we're referring to. Like, yes, Terrans, the Ancients, and the Elders are the three main races. But then there's sub-races, and that's usually what we refer to. Priestess isn't a villain, but she is an antagonist. Involving Terrans in an ideological battle is quite cruel of her. But but like her argument would be, well, I'm doing it because the observers are coming, and whether you like it or not, whether you like me or not, they're going to destroy everything anyways. I think that's what her argument there would be. For the most part, yeah, to die with oripathy is to be assimilated. Oh, okay, great. Let me finally drop this. I took my time to write in Notepad because this is way too big. Oh, shit. We got some Maso lore. So Frieza freed the Revenant souls. Yes. Is the Dragon Girl and Wuling related to Nyang? She's related to Yan, no? Didn't they literally talk about how they brought the big guy over? Oh, what the fuck was that thing called? The Yan thing. They brought that over to Talos too, so yeah, no? Oh, hey, Shani, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to gather some information for the inevitable Priestess video. We've kind of gone on a tangent, but honestly, I've gotten a lot of information already, so it's not that big of a deal. You sent me an image of DMs. They drench the game in refs and visuals like this to extremes at times. Really? Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I've seen that. Thank you. You don't know how I feel about Originium. The whole thing reminds you of the game Soma. That was a great game. Can this thing fuck off? Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Oh. I see an essay down there. I gotta catch up for it. Make it blah, blah, blah. Soma's fantastic. Yeah, Soma's a great game. Prediction as Priestess and Doctor met midways in their plans, and Enman was created as contingency to... Oh, so you think there was a resolution. At least a little bit. So you're taking that part of my racism video seriously. Where Doctor was like, you know what? It's been a minute since I've pumped the brakes. You need to find that comment? Yeah, it's in there. Why that one NPC called Enman Aegir? Did you call every other race subhumans? Did I? Oh well. We'll let Wishadel, but I don't think she would reconvene. As I think it has been explicitly written that only those with strong ties who thinks Railroads is home reconvene. Yeah, there's that maid skin, right, with Wishadel. And she's like in the spaceship, right? It's like in the Rhodes Island spaceship or some shit. And she's just chilling there. Maybe she'll just appear out of nowhere one day. Like, what's up? I've read chapter 15. Would you mind to hear a crack theory about Enman's origin? Yeah. Go ahead, man. We're all about schizo theories here. Sweet, yes, sweet. Priestess' argument is we could save all of you by getting assimilated, but the counter argument is it's still you if you die and a copy of you exists somewhere. Oh, yeah, so it's literally the Soma thing, is what you're saying, yeah. Okay, well, now time to read Mazo's gigantic... Okay, wow, he was not joking. And here's where I connect this to the second... Wait, here I had a first question. Well, that's a great start. What the fuck is your second... Oh, the second question on the screen. I'm sorry. Okay. I see her as the co-creator along with Doc. On the website where you test your ideology with Priestess, which is called Stand By Her Side, she asks you this question. Biological life is not the only form of life. And yes, I agreed. Why? Because technically, the reality we live in is just a collection of shared realities rather than something purely your own. Let me tell you a story about a teacher who told us the story. She met someone with a medical condition where they could see a friend in their own vision. She wanted to help the kid because she had a medical condition. So let me ask you this. Why is it even called a medical condition? The kid was happy because he had a friend. It may have only been visible to him, but he was happy. Our reality exists because we confirm each other's findings. My teacher actually helped the kid. And in the end, the kid lost his friend. So why interfere with someone else's life if they are really happy? Our reality is not their reality. You do not feel what other people feel. It will never be a one-to-one experience. And honestly, one of the most important aspects of life is to be happy. Now, let me introduce you to something called lucid dreaming. If you've never heard of it before, it's basically dreaming while being aware that you are dreaming. Yes, you can control the dream. I agree with the Priestess' question. Biological life is not the only form of life, because technically it is not a biological life. Yes, you can experience all the senses, but you do not actually die. Do you actually Do you think dreams are not real because they are not real? Then why do you recall and feel all those things, whether you are lucid or not? From my where are you? From my perspective, it is just another reality, but it is your own reality, not our collective ones. So her converting everything into data is not exactly killing everyone. It is a way to preserve everyone's life. Okay, that was too much. Not gonna lie, that was. Well, I'm clapping because I got through that. What do you guys think? Are you guys even listening? Hey, nice emotes. Oh, I was supposed to add an emo. Oh, no. I had a new emo. Oh, well. Next time. Like, there is no definitive argument that can squander what Priestess is doing. It's just that, oh man, it's just kind of rough that they have, because they made a mistake of creating, you know, all this bullshit, because they now have to pay child support for an entire planet. And it was their mistake. It was one of the biggest mistakes they could have made. They have a much higher responsibility than ever before. And that's why Doctor is hesitant, because he's like, well, I mean, what you're doing is cool and noble. But damn. That's rough. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Where were we? I'm still sad we will not get dinosaur people anytime soon. Mistook her for a penguin. Oh, see ya, Ash. Thank you for stopping by. How's the factory been? I enjoy making the factory. I'm very bad at it, and I refuse to watch a guide. As soon as I watch a guide, I'll probably continue watching guides, and then eventually my base will look like everyone else's base. And I want my ugly-ass base. I want an ugly-ass base that works. You know? I want my imprint in the civilization tomb. I want it to be loud and clear. This guy had the shittiest ugly base in all of human history. But at least he was different. Not really chilling, but more like killing Priestess and her Originian pets with the Doctor turned into a gun. What in the actual fuck are you talking about? We said hell was the observer all along. Hey, Minato. Remember Hirida and Ascalon's clone that fought Teresa's in the beginning? They both are kind of reconveners. Hirida? Did I just completely gloss over that? Hirida fought Teresa's? Oh no, Ascalon's clone that fought Teresa. Oh, okay. They're both kind of reconveners. I'm telling you, man, I need to take a full class. Like, someone needs to teach me at the university. I'll enroll in a university just so I can learn how reconvening works, because that is way too complicated for my small ass brain in my big ass head. Found the comment. You should throw that on your channel banner along with your funny comments. You got the screenshot? Oh, man. Holy shit! I'm sorry. I'm really behind. They both made information or gems, and then can be reconvener. But instead of being information of some person, he is collective picture of savior. Next video thumbnail is Enfield woke. Oh man, that would bring the shittiest people. I'm sorry, that would bring the shittiest people to the comment section. I don't know if I want to do that. I want to keep it clean with you guys. You guys are beautiful and clean. I want to keep it like this. I'm good. The racism video was already a step too far. I gotta be careful. Hello, Gay Eisen. I just started into getting Enfield myself. Also want to experience lucid dreaming. I do too. I don't know the last time I had one, if I ever. Also, what does it really mean to be made from information? Like, do you become a form of matter or energy that is different from your biological body? Basically, yes. I mean, this is, you know, a fantasy game, and the way they interpret data is totally different from us, but data in their sense is, holy shit, explained from the process of originium. Originium turns your body into a weightless thing that isn't biological, that can be stored in a universe that is a different dimension, let's say. And in this different dimension, you are safe from an outside thing, an outside force of destruction that you don't quite understand. The whole reason of originium is to turn living things, biological things, into this data state to keep them hidden from this all-destroying light, as they call it, the observers. And we barely know anything about the observers, even though they are the main villain of all of Ark Knights, and probably Enfield as well. Although right now we're kind of fighting the Blight. But they did give a teaser, they did give a reference, I think it was in Levitane's companion story, which was, if you think Enfield's story was kind of lame, go watch that, because that's actually kind of decent, or good. It was even good. I don't know why that wasn't part of the main story. I can go on a whole rant on that, I guess. But it was referenced in that story itself that there was something that appeared that was way more terrifying than the Agalos or something. So I don't know what that was. We can make guesses, but something exists that is out there. Another entity. Another scary. So Eisen, who do you do? I'm sorry, what is this? Who do you do? I guess I would do Levitine. I like Last Right. I would do them, I suppose. Oh, Snowshine. I would do Snowshine. I want Texas. You want to do Texas? Well, yeah. Are you asking who do you want? Oh, I'm sorry. Who do I want back for Enfield? Who do I want to return for Enfield? Mudrock. I'm a Mudrock simp in Ark Knights, yes. I would want a Mudrock. Thank you for the question. Scotty, yep, Scotty's very popular. Let's see, we were talking about thermodynamics up here. Theories believe that data can't be destroyed even by a black hole. If we're going off of our physics, yeah, there you go. Like, Zoinks, Priestess, these Originian beings are sapient. That was horrible. That was fucking horrible. Ark Knight's lore is deep. Yes, it is very deep. Yes. As much as I glaze Nikkei for how good their story is, Ark Knights lore towers above. It's like 3 times the size, 4 times the size. There's so much, and the world building is incredible. But both do their own thing in their own good ways, which is why I like both. IDKY, but I keep connecting all the lore type stuff too deeply. Oh no, that's great. That's cool. Yes, ugly over min-max base copy number. Yes, I agree. 100%. I've shared some shitty factory blueprints. Good for you. Good for you. We need to spread this awareness. We need to spread our cause. There's nothing wrong with having an ugly factory that gets the job done. It's you. I hope they bring the Shark Nun. Oh, you mean Spectre? Or Laurentina? Laurentina? That was her name, right? Yeah. You talking about Wishadel's skin story? The fuck? Oh, you are. I'm sorry. Hilda is a reconvener, Ascalon's projector. Okay. Oh, no problem. Inverternal. Eternal. Oh, I've read the Reconvener archive. I've read it. Flew over my head. I read it twice. I'll read it again. I was thinking Enfield is the compromise all actually. They actually want Originium to spread, such that even if the observers come, they can essentially reboot life. Yeah, the fact that they brought the fucking seed to Talos 2, so now Talos 2 isn't safe from Originium. I would agree. Don't be too based. You know anything about Ark Knights? Oh, I appreciate more clock. I'm assuming you're Nikkei only. You haven't done Searcher's story yet. So most people say it's the companions. Oh, look, yeah, Isaac is literally saying it. Most people say the companion quests are way better than the story itself, which I've done Levitines, and I can agree, because it talks more about the Endman than the main story did. Talks about his past. But I can imagine how it might not resonate as well with people that don't know Ark Knights, especially the story. Like, if you're a beginner and Enfield is your first and only Ark Knights game, then I can see how Levitin's story is just kind of like, okay. Why do observers just destroy things? They better think about where the story is going. Well, the observers are, as Doctor described it, and I'm going to butcher it, are like just a force. And they're the wood guys that chop down trees in a forest, you know? In other words, I have no idea. I did make up that dude question. That was horrible. I kind of missed AK story vibe. It had inherent value, like sweet siblings actually being about family. Jessica Alter choosing justice over peer pressure, and people's inner value being debated, you know. We have yet to see too much of that, yeah. I think the Enfield glazing first needs to stop. They can easily do that. I think that is very easily fixable. Start from there. Make us go through trials, if you will. But then, you know, keep going with the characters. Make us revisit characters within the story. Make them come back for concepts. Like, Yvonne is obviously very important. She's a researcher for Blight and stuff. I can't imagine us never connecting with Yvonne ever again, you know? She has to come back. Levitain, if she never comes back in the story, I'll be very sad because she's like our companion now in searching for our memories. I won't spoil too much because some people say they haven't done it yet. Just stuff like that. I hope they don't just abandon them. You know, I'm really worried about how they might go that approach. Because that does make the most amount of money. Just, if you're a train, just choo-choo, you know. Just plow through everything. If it gets left behind, oh well. Next character, come out. Boom, boom, boom. Like, if that's their philosophy with this game, the monetization with this game, I'll be really sad. Because I don't know how you can write a story while you do that, you know? You can hear Mr. Dolly? Yeah, because she's in the party. Yeah. Why hasn't there been any music? INV Eternal. How long is Levitin's story? Yeah, it's about an hour. It took me about an hour, but then again, I was like taking notes and footage. So it's probably shorter than that. They're lumberjacks and we just don't know why they are doing it. Yeah, we just don't know. If they put whoever wrote Searcher's story on MSQ, hey, don't call her Searcher, man. You're gonna anger the you're gonna anger the Sims. But yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing when I was reading that. I was like, can we get this guy on the main? Because what the fuck? We're just doing chores over here. And everyone's glazing our every footstep. I think the lore bits are very good in the world, but the main story is so bland. Yeah. Like I said, they have a great foundation, right? That's what's baffling. It's like they have it. They have the foundation to make a fantastic story. They have the world building. It's already there. Like, sure, not on Talos 2. They definitely have a lot of work to do on Talos 2. But that's part of the excitement, right? We have so much going on. And yet, this is the story they gave us. And we had an hour-long story of us just holding hands with Zhuang Fangyi. Which is fine. You know, it's kind of cute and stuff, but it's a date quest of someone you've never met before, technically. And they're just obviously trying to sell the character. And yeah. I don't know. Bro, we literally abandoned Surtur's whole plot and story in AK. The greatest trauma in Factorio is running out of iron ore, and the next vein requires 5. I don't know anything about Factorio. Also, why is your power just on and off? It's the same in both regions. It's just perfect, you know? I just make just enough. It's just efficient enough so that it recharges the battery, but then powers back off. And that's the cycle. Pre-amnesia Enman sounded like he was a deity and being one above all from the companion flashback. Do you think that was what actually happened? If you're referring to the Levitain scene when he was like floating above the people. Do you think that actually happened? That would be interesting. If he really saw himself as that deity. Because then that would lean towards, oh, this is Priestess's child. You know, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is Doctor's child. I'd be like, oh, he resembles his mother. That's for damn sure. Although Priestess doesn't really do that herself. She doesn't, you know. Let's see. This is probably just early gotcha story syndrome. I agree. This absolutely is. And I've said it before, I have hopes this will get better. But I am worried about the whole abandoning character thing. which happens in other similar games. I won't name them, but it's a massive contention point for those games right now. And I don't want that for this game. Really, really don't want that. Willing part was not bad. None of it's bad. Because considering that Valley 4 is the tutorial section, and there's so much they have to teach you, right? The base, the world itself, the go out and collect random shit and you know, oh, here's some bad guys. What do they do? Here, go fight them. Oh, you know, it was the tutorial section. So they had to kind of mix that in with the actual storytelling. And so I think they did it okay. A job doing that. They could have done much better, of course. They could have, you know, sliced the tutorial text, the spamming my button to get through all the tutorials by half, maybe even more. Chen being Paimon in Valley 4 bit pissed me off. I would say she's I don't think Chen was as bad as Paimon, but I can see, yeah. I can see people being like, ugh. I think it's because it's not obviously the little annoying mascot, you know? She kind of gets away with it because she's this cute companion that you can actually control and play as. So she gets a little bit of leeway there. So I can see why people look past that and be like, oh yeah, she's literally Paimon and annoying. I could see that. And then Wooly comes along and it's like, holy crap. They actually made this character into a character. Endman before Amnesia was Neo from Matrix 2. Control and Origin, definitely Priestess. Yeah. Yeah, Lave's story was good. Was it like fantastic? No. But it was way better than everything they've had so far in this game. Because main story-wise, the most interesting parts was when Ardashir appears. I don't know how you guys feel, but every time that guy appeared, it was like, okay, this is actually really interesting. Otherwise, it was like a date scene and tutorial quests. But none of it was horrible, right? None of it was horrible. It was all just decent. It was all just decent. You started on Enfield and Mania. Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense, guys. Everyone kind of feels the same way. I don't think I see anyone glazing the main story. There's no one out there saying this main story's good. And I think that's a good thing. I think we should have higher expectations. We're riding off the back of AK. And I'm sure they've heard loud and clear. We're not going to let them get away with it, okay? I think that ambient 0.12 liter origin and Terran blood is enough to make everyone reconvener, or will HG stick to Orpith characters only? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I would like them to kind of stick to it. Stick to Orpithic characters. Because that would make it more meaningful. But who knows? I mean, pre-Amnesia Doctor did it with Teresha. I'm sorry, what? Then that Edmund flashback would contradict the date with Fang Yi. And how she's saying with Pericla, unless she's hiding something. Panic of 12 Sinners, the most genius thing. What the fuck? I liked her because she's very silly. Okay, so back to the Paimon thing. Sorry, I was getting sidetracked. Yeah, Chen is a fan favorite. She's very silly, and then she really becomes nice, like a really nice addition in Wu Ling. But she was already kind of that in Valley 4, despite her being, you know, all tutorial-like. I don't know. I feel like she gets a pass. But maybe that's not how some people feel. Maybe people just don't like the character. Off topic, honestly, I hope a sweet sibling show up in the next story update. Oh, that's right, the sweet regulator. That's right. Oh, that's what it was called. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the sweet regulator. Isn't there already evidence that Nien is in Enfield, is in Talos 2? Did someone confirm that? I thought there was already a little bit of teasing going on. Yeah, most people in chat are not against Chen, it seems. I'm not seeing anyone. Chen is the only person who I understand what the fuck she's saying. Well, there you go, right? Let's see. I mean, it's funny, but it's probably true. Yeah, she repeats the whatever just said, but people get used to listening to what Chen says. That, you know, you literally look over to her and be like, what did this motherfucker just say? Can you just reiterate? And then she tells you, right? So. That made me laugh. Let's see. Gas giant Talos is sentient, right? Since it sends anchors to destroy any chuddy-ass Terran. Wait, Talos is what sends anchors? What the? Are you sure? Did they ever say that in main story, or is that something you have to get from files? You have to read through files to get that? I totally missed that. I did skip a couple of Valley 4 cutscenes, because I already did that in Beta 2. We get two types of character in Enfield. They're either reconverters or actual descendants of AK operators. Or some might be long-living species like vampires that lived in Terra and moved to Talos. That's a great way to put it. That makes... Yeah, that kind of outlines it better for me. Thank you. Canonically has white hair with pale eyes. If we treat this anime like it means anything, while Priestess has brown hair with purplish... excuse me, purple hueish eyes. So yeah, kids took more like the mom. Ardashir hitting their pass was so good. First time I actually got something in Miss Pass other than I was God. Yeah, Ardashir seems genuinely sad that Enman doesn't recall the past, right? That's what makes it so interesting. And he just wants to talk, man. He just wants to talk. Where have we heard this one before? Every problem solutions we can use the AIC. Yeah. And that's a bit annoying. I think it's cool in terms of gameplay. It's like, once you hear that, you're like, yes, you clap your hands together. You're like, all right, it's time to make a base. But then when you think about it, it's like, wait, we can just solve everything with Originium. But maybe that's what they want you to think right now, right? I think we covered this already earlier. It's like, right now, they want you to think you're God. You can solve everything with Originium. And then boom, 2.0 comes. That's a long ways. You know, sometime before 2.0 comes and they hit you with the, actually, Originium, if mishandled, can destroy the entire planet. Or something. I don't know. You think they will go that route? That kind of seems lame, to be honest with you. Like, it's very predictable as it is. I like the Granny Genocide quest. That was a nice little sweet but sad story. Did I do that? Or did I skip it? Oh, no, I have not done that. I know what you're talking about. I saw the quest title. Yeah, I don't think I've done that. I think Yvonne's character story is good if you like Tata. Tackles Grease of Yvonne. I like Yvonne. You You know what's funny is that this stream is going to be more serious than the upcoming video I'm going to release. Which, by the way, someone had already uploaded a video that is the exact same topic as me. And they uploaded it yesterday, and I feel like a fraud now. I'm still going to upload, though. The exact same topic. Someone already uploaded. Oh, well. It is what it is. They beat you to it. Looks up from Blueprint Map. There's a story. We're going to see that a lot more in this game now. Well, actually, no. Ark Knights, OG Ark Knights has so much reading, people tend to skip the story. Just because of the sheer amount. Whereas Enfield, it's way more consumable. We're going to have a lot more people that are in with the story than Ark Knights, no? What do you guys think? Are we going to have more people reading and catching up with the Enfield story than Ark Knights? Or will it be about the same? Let's say Enfield gets slightly better in story writing. Or just story in general. Okay, now there's so many comments. Some fuck-ass guy said, the giant gas giant has some weird and moving parts in it. Neferth spawns them. I thought the anchors were from the gate. I have no idea. You guys are all giving me different information. That they can't be from the gas giant as they spawn Agloy and they're from the... I don't know. That's news to me, man. I can't tell you either. The anchors from the gas giant? I thought the gas giant was just up there. It's just chilling, and they're gonna explain more about what it does later on. Confusing tutorials, annoying villagers, overuse of made-up sci-fi terms, and overall narrative quality seems not great. I'm almost done with first map. It was rough. Yeah, tutorials are bad. I think I recommended all my friends to skip the AIC tutorials and just figure it out themselves. If they have questions, just like ask, because the tutorials were so bad. But like, that's the general consensus. Overuse of made-up sci-fi terms. I didn't get that too much, but I think that's because I am so acquainted, or because I have background with Ark Knights, so I can imagine it gets overwhelming. Wouldn't it be a twist if Enman isn't related to Doc at all? That would be a twist, yeah. That is definitely a twist. Because I feel like all evidence is pointing towards the fact that Enman is absolutely connected to Doctor. Otherwise, we're going to get some... I shouldn't say this. Never mind. Never mind. I won't say that. Okay. Moving on. So, Enman is Doctor times Priestess creation of Virginia. We don't know. No confirmation. No confirmation. Let's see. I'm going to lightning round some of these. Eyes in video copy video topics. Yeah, it's over for me. I got called out. Let's see. Who did? I'll watch their video right now. I'm not going to say it. No. Guys, you like the villain Dragon Girl? I feel like she's the worst villain ever, though. She's so lame. People can't read, so no. Probably about the same, even with the voice acting. Even in games with yet less yapping, I see people going, huh, what happened to this event? And then there's me that actually read the story, but then just forgot because the shit is so complicated. Ian still can't read. All right. AK storytelling was bad at the beginning. Story was good, but I skipped it because the amount of reading you need to. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's so much. It's reading a couple books. You have mild dyslexia? Damn. I think Enfield benefits from not having to deal with overly flowery writing or prose or too much word padding, plus more show, not tell. They can tell a equally compelling story to Ark Knights. Yeah. They have the foundation. Again. And they've shown us the limits. Or, not the limits. They've shown us promise with the character arcs, with the character bond stories. They just need a full send on that. Well, Isaac, I already have Nightbot spamming the Discord channel. You know that, right? I don't know if you've noticed. You don't need to post that. But I appreciate it. Agalos has a halo. What if the law was left in there and turned rocks sentient? I mean, that'd be kind of sad. We're just killing rocks. Do you mean sentient or do you mean something else? I'm assuming you mean sentient. That is horrible. That would be a horrible story. Or that would be a really sad story, I should say, not horrible. I don't think you'll be able to catch it. I'm trying so hard. I think a lot of people will. I think a lot of new people will character. I'm assuming you meant like character stories rather than digging up logbooks for lore. Yeah, I think the shorter approach is better for this general audience, which they're obviously trying to capture. Yeah. There are only 3 gacha settings. That is good. Girls Frontline, AK, and Project Moon, and hopefully Nikkei. hopefully Nikkei is in your list. Maybe you don't know. He doesn't know, chat. What about Lycia? What about her? Heroes evolved because of Originium, so did the Landbreakers evolve because of the Blight? If I remember right, the Ancients were like the ones living in Talos. Yeah, Ancients and Elders originated from Talos 2. Landbreakers are like the tribal people, I guess. Did they evolve because of the Blight? I'm going to say no. Because right now they're experimenting with the Blight. What were they doing with the Blight again? They were doing it. They were running experiments with the Blight to do something. My brain is kind of fried right now, but I am still enjoying this. The MC lacks aura. Needy villagers are constantly begging for handouts for nothing in return. My own employees disrespect me and point guns in my face. Hold on. That was only one example of that. I'm sorry. You make it sound like everyone did that. It was only Wolfguard. Everyone else sniffs the path you walk. MC lacks aura. He's lacking a little bit of aura. Or she, whichever you're choosing. I feel like they tried to pull to having the same type of first main villain as OG AK. Are you saying Talula equivalent to Neferith? No. The mystery of Talula made her so interesting. But maybe you're right. I mean, it's been so long. And now with hindsight, right? I should do a Talula video so people can like understand what I'm saying. But with the hindsight of knowing what Talula actually was, who it actually was, and the backstory of how Talula came to be, oh, it makes her so good. Such a great villain. But at that point, in chapters 1, 2, 3, when we didn't really know that much about her, yeah, maybe it is equivalent to Neferith. Or it just seems like a standard villain. It's been so long since I've reread those chapters. But I think my argument before is that this is their second going. We don't need to do another first few chapters of a gotcha sucks thing. Why can't we start off with super banger story right off the bat? You know, this is their second going. And this isn't some small time company, right? This isn't some indie company we're talking about. These guys are huge. These guys got money, man. Like, come on, let's invest in a better story. That's my argument. You know, you already have experience. It's still kind of unfortunate that they couldn't make something better. Still have hope, though. There's a lot of hopium. Neferith is asked because she's against Priestess and just a typical villain in general. So she's mad. Yeah, she's just a very typical villain. She is mysterious, but not interestingly mysterious. That definitely goes to Ardashir, our Ardashir. Where are we now? We kind of drifted away from Priestess. Your Nikkei propaganda nearly worked out on me. Well, I tried, and I still will. Some people get turned off from the goon shit. That's fine. Oh well. Get in the Discord. We need more schizo theories. Isaac came up with this, but one stream is going to be a schizo theory off. And I'll do one for Nikkei first because Nikkei content has kind of been in a drought lately, so I'm planning to do a schizo theory off with Nikkei, and then we'll do one for Enfield. And this is this is a really good prologue to that, so that'll be fun. I think more people will watch Enfield cutscene just because the production is higher than AK. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This sheep is getting annoying. Shut up. Okay, sorry. Eisen, what's your favorite alcoholic beverage? Oh, I don't drink, man. Yeah, I don't drink. I had like the Dorothy collab drink in Japan. That was good. I don't even know what it was though. Let's see. Space station. Landbreakers aren't a race or a tribe. They were descendants of the Terran settlers. And just think Originium is gay. What the fuck? Okay, so they aren't elders. Well, no. They were part of the Terran pilgrimage, let's say. Got it. This is the problem when you release a second game when the first game is still ongoing. You add all the good stuff from the first game without spoiling it in the yeah. Girls Frontline 2 almost did that, but then they still somehow fumbled. I don't know why we got to rope in Girls Frontline. We're just shitting on Girls Frontline randomly. I'm sorry. I just like the Dragon Girl's design. I have no opinion on her personality. Oh, okay. So you're shoot first, ask second, huh? You're shoot first and then rubber second. I skipped the first banner. I'll probably save until... How could you skip Leviting? How? They're the hottest character in the game. All right, you know what? Preferences, I get it. I really should have named the ancients something else. Like the contemporaries, moderns, and the elders, instead of two words meaning the same thing. That's a really good point. People get so confused by that. Oh, I'm sorry. We have music now, all of a sudden. Let's switch back. Talula is not a rock. Who is currently under the Black Snake's control now? Last I remember, it was that school teacher. Yeah, it's in the Ursus Empire. And I'm assuming she gets mentioned in chapter 16. Supa's post may be seen Neferith more as a clown slayer than Talula, though. A bit incompetent, yet acts tough. I'm not sure what Supa said in his post. But I'm assuming he was clowning on Clown Slayer. Or sorry, Talula. Oh, I'm sorry. Neferith. Oh. Clowning on myself over here. Story must suck ass to trick the CCP or something. Cole Shelna found the current body. Okay, Cole Shelner was her name. That's right. I like that they have Nephi as a typical villain, but it was wrong to introduce her as the first bad. Yeah. Or rather, it was wrong to introduce Ardashir so late. Maybe that's another argument you could say. Like, no traces of him until Wuling. You're 50 hours into the game, more if you're so focused on the base. Or if you're trying to read through all the tutorials. Just reading the tutorials takes like 50 hours. Nikkei is touring us with the damn collab. I was very upset. Japan isn't, though. That's what collabs are. Like, you win some, you lose some. That's what a collab is. There will never be a collab where everyone wins, you know? They have to pick an IP that some people care about and some people don't give a shit about. They have to do it. Unfortunately, it's another IP I don't really care about, so it's okay. I'll just wait. First, I thought the LB were sarcasm mercenaries. The races... No more mercenary work, apparently. There's no need. To be fair, Girls Frontline 2 has Nemesis, so the game is already a 50 out of 10. Whoa. Wish they mentioned Priestess later in the main story, not just the epithet in the tome. They're really trying to keep the big names out. They did mention Cultsit, Teresa, and Teresa's. And they're mentioning Rhodes Island, but they are keeping Amiya secret. Because Ami is extremely important to the context of this story. And then obviously Doctor is secret. Because that voice you hear when you exploration level up, am I crazy, or is the closest thing that sounds like is a grown-up Amiya? I listened to it in JP, so I don't know how it is in English. But in JP, it sounds like a grown-up, like much older version of Amiya, but that could be super schizo. That is a unconfirmed in every single way thing, but I don't know, man. Excuse me, Ember is the hottest. You're an Ember enjoyer? Physical team. I gotta level up my physical team, man. I'm working on my ice team. I don't have a single operator at E4 at level 90 or anything. Just because it's just Clown Slayer. Just because the game is so much more fun when you don't stick with one or two teams. Funny thing about Lave, I literally would and tried to will for her, but I physically can't because both pay methods I use don't work right now. What? I'm sorry. First banner is always bait. She'll be power crept in 3 months, and if somehow she hasn't been, I will pull her. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Typically, DPS characters will get power crept much faster than support. Absolutely. Yeah, but like Prism says, power creep is a blanket. It creeps everything. So it's like, at least she'll be strong for 3 months. I guess that's the argument. Collabs are supposed to be a fun story where two worlds meet with each other in extremely racist. I thought this was going to be a normal comment. Now that I think about it, I fell in love with the world. The NPCs more than Enmin right now. I think that's good. The Enmin's a little bit bland. The most you see from the Enmin is literally Levitine's story, it seems. Hey Isaac, you looked up where these coordinates take you under protocol 516? No. I don't know what you're referring to. Protocol 516. Amiya better not have died in agony. I don't know, man. You feel like it's Priestess? Well, Priestess JP voice has already been released, and she sounds nothing like it. You can already hear Priestess's voice in Japanese, and it's very, very different from the one you hear in Enfield. I don't think it's Priestess, man. That's like the one character I don't think it is because of how different it is from the already confirmed voice. The anime. Go look up Priestess Ark Knights anime. Priestess cameo Ark Knights anime. Go look it up. Her voice is already there. She already has a voice. Order of Steel Oath as a mothership. That's so cool. That whole faction is so cool. But I really, really like Zhao or whatever her name is. Jaihi. I like this character. She's a way more interesting Telopsis. I know Laven characters will be power creep. I just hope they'll be still usable and decent at least. I think they will be. Ark Knights OG has a history of power creeping, but it's not like you can't have fun. I don't know what I'm saying. That's like every game. Waifu over meta here? Yeah, I'm more of the fun character over meta. If a character's fun to use in their team, then that's what I generally go for. And Lave is pretty fun. Priestess would also never say the things she says during the protocol space. Yeah, probably. If Amiya can control emotions, why can't she control her own? Is it control emotions or influence emotions? She can sense emotions. She can feel emotions, but I don't know if she can control emotions. It's on the Originium that when you do pulls, and also you can see it closer when you put up the characters to show off in reception room. Really? Let's go to Dijon. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, we got Renegade in here. Priestess is the best. I think I've seen that comment like 20 times already. Let's see. I got a new research project now. What are we talking about here with Protocol 516? Cannot find the reception room. Yes, I can. Your favorite Ark Knights characters? I'm reading chat. I'm walking into walls. Ark Knight characters are Hoshigama W, Lapland. Everyone told me the gacha is terrible, so I'll just save for one of them. I wouldn't say Ark Knights gacha is terrible. It's actually decent. But every once in a while you get unlucky. Let's see. Okay, so I'm here. Is it here? Does anyone actually read these? Wow. This thing. What about it? That looks like a bunch of gibberish. Oh, it's got a UID. Wait till they release Myrtle. I'm so pissed off. Why is it default to YouTube's auto-translate from JP to English? I main fluorite. You think I worry about meta? Oh, man. Do you, like, actually control fluorite? That's funny. If she can't, how'd she make Ross calm down? Oh, well, she can influence emotions. I don't know if that's the same as control. Like, the way she influences is by, just like with, I could be wrong. Maybe her powers have grown since then. But with Bolderakasti, what's his fucking name? Patriot. With Patriot, she showed him like very happy moments with his family and life. She didn't like go in there and just like, you know, take the steering wheel and pull it left or something. No, it was influence. Kind of how the voice in the level up say sounds like, but I think it is different. It absolutely is different. You made 1.5 million value bucks? Holy. Priestess is Originium itself. It is. It is a giant rock. Yeah. What are you trying to say? We're inside her? Is that the joke? It's where... Oh, that's right. The coordinates. You were talking about the coordinates. Why would there be coordinates? I guess those are where the major points of interest are. Just like back on Terra, where the Stargate is located and Anamnam was located. And all the other major things. What that wasn't the law? Friston, Trevor Friston. Was Aegir one of them? It's like the equivalent of 7 Wonders of the World. The gacha is only terrible if your name is Mtashed. And I think he was referring to OG Ark Knights. Because none of the characters he talked about were in this game, so. You control fluorite. Wow. That is pretty based. Made Patriot listen to Taylor Swift, but he wanted Linkin Park. All right. Well, are we good on the Priestess thing? I think I collected enough information. It was mostly at the beginning of the stream. Can she be saved? Can Priestess be saved? We didn't really talk about that, right? Can we save Priestess? Is there a redemption of her vision? Or do we have to compromise? And what part of the characters do you love? We know about Maso. We know his opinions. You're thinking of holostasis? Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. Oh, you're waiting for those characters to be added to the game. Oh! The Stargate, the False Sky, the Preserver Tomb, Seaborn Terraformers, the PCS Law. Okay, so I was almost there. I was almost there. She is the savior. I don't think Priestess can be saved. We're looking at a tire infill industries trying to fix her. But what if this is part of the compromise though? What if Enfield was formed because of the compromise? Because in no place does it state Enfield is like a subunit of Rhodes Island. Like we are clearly different from Rhodes Island. Important question is, can we impregnate Priestess? Okay, well, I think that wraps it up. Oh boy. All right, well, that was an interesting discussion. Rub the Dijon in Kristen's face. You know, Dijon kind of sounds like you're saying dong. What if Enfield is Kristen's thing? What if it's her doing? Yeah, that was an interesting stream. Oh, man. I should go back to finishing the video then. I got a better idea where we're at in the community. Still need to read Lone Trail? Well, that'll take you a couple weeks. Imagine the Doctor is Priestess assimilated inside of Originium and they get freaky and then Enman is born out of the Originium. Why they gotta get freaky, bro? Why can't it just be normal? What do you think of the community right now? Are you talking about Enfield community? I obviously there's been some interesting happenings, but it seems to be relatively contained. I'm actually surprised. Maybe they're locked and loaded for something big later, but yeah, like there was a little bit of drama and now it's contained. Now we're just like moving on. It seems. So far, it feels like it's going smoother than I thought it would be. If that's what you're asking. I don't know if that was your question. What does it even mean to save her? Get her to abandon her vision? Reunite with her with Oracle? Yeah, what is the Doctor's goal? What does he hope for against the observers? Like, we're fighting against her, then okay, then what's your plan, bro? What is our plan? Is it really just to like utilize Amiya to make her into this super Omega being? Maybe that's our goal. Enderman's stasis pod looks like Originium. Maybe he could get in and out of the simulated universe at will. I mean, I thought it was. I thought it not just didn't look like it. It was Originium. Where is it? Oh, it's all the way back there. Get shit off my screen, bro. I can't see. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. What if Enfield is just data and the Agaloy things we are just fighting is just a virus? Man, maybe that's why there are whispers of it being a spin-off. Because of this whole simulation universe. Just a big simulation. I love to thank you. I watch a lot of your lore videos for Enfield since as I'm new. I'm sorry for future updates now. Oh, great. Yeah. I'm working on some more. Although my next video is kind of a meme video because it's been a while. I gotta take a break every once in a while from all the lore. Actually, no, my last video was racism. Okay, well, never mind. I guess I'm just memeing now. But I have plans to make more lore videos, absolutely. Yeah, I'm shocked the drama wasn't bigger. Yeah. It kind of came and went. Like, again, they could be locking in, loading up the gun still. Might have a bit of a dogfight. But it doesn't feel like that. Like, obviously there's some mentally unwell people. But that's okay. We can buffer out the scratches, you know? I think once people get into the weekly routine with Enfield, we'll see some spicier opinions start to appear. Yeah, what can be spicier than saying the story is mediocre and that the dailies take way too long? And that it is definitely going to get old 4 months into the game. In fact, probably some people are already feeling it. When I mean dailies, I don't mean like the, get to 100 points. I mean like taking care of your factory, all that too. Well, all we can do is hide from an unknown force. Also, isn't the Black Crown an arrow piece left behind? Yeah. Yeah, Civilite Eterna wasn't supposed to become the Black Crown, but then it ended up becoming the very thing that leads the Sarkaz, if you will. Yeah. Yeah, like, how do you even combat something you don't know anything about? Yeah. Or did Doctor figure out what the observers were before he lost all his memories? That wouldn't make sense either. Yeah, I don't know. Because AK community is more mature. We have a lot of new players, though. That's the thing. Like, half of the players that... Well, I don't know what the number is, but... Sure, a considerable part of the Enfield player base right now are AK players, but... There's a ton of people that have never touched AK that are playing this game. I'm playing a lot of it. I don't even know what drama you'd be talking about. Good. No need. You think there'll be an Xbox version of Enfield? I didn't even know there wasn't an Xbox version. Are you serious? Well, they better get on that. If they haven't released an Xbox version now, then, well, maybe that's a rip. If they pull it off that it was all a simulation, I would hate that. Well, yeah, it's just like those stupid movies where at the very end it was like, oh, it was all just a dream, right? But they wouldn't do that, right? But it kind of makes sense because it's Ark Knights. And this is all about simulations and data. So they could kind of get away with it, but I don't know. Maybe we're in a loop. You know how Hierda gets put in through a loop when she dies? When Priestess picks her up and she puts her in that Rhodes Island loop where she meets a bunch of weird creatures. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe we're in a loop, but the loop is way longer. We're in this like limbo. Last video left me laughing out loud. Okay, great. Yeah, my next video I'm pretty proud of, but it is not a lore video. But it is good. I like it. And no weekly end game. You take care of your factory? Shut up. Did you see my factory? I mean, are there games that are always good? I think making your factory do most of the stuff, then log out for half a patch, then come back for events is much healthier routine. Oh, yeah. I think I can agree with that. I think I tend to be on the unhealthy side of things. I always want to use my sanity, so it goes down to 0. I want to log in, make sure I log in, just in case I miss something. And, you know, I have this, like, weird responsibility as a creator. I don't know what you would call it. It's like, I should probably play the game as much as I can. The observers are the admin of the universe. The observers are Griffline themselves. They are the hypergriffs. Just to be sure, in AKE, in Enfield, the assimilated universe is called Space Protocol, right? Is it? Hold on. Is that listed in the database? Oh shit. Wait, that's not database. It's not database. Archive. Well, I can't see if I have this trash on my screen. They're different. Baseball is like aether energy mixed with originium that creates a pocket dimension. Let's see. Well, I don't think they're just gonna have it, are they? Definitely not the Zeroth directive. None of those. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. There's gonna be so much to catch up with this game. Factory tutorials are gonna be a hard filter. Oh, it already has been. Absolutely. People that didn't like the factory are already gone. Like AU is pure crystal data, but protocol space is pocket dimension magic made in real space using the Originium data. Huh. Interesting. You know, the virtual world, blah, 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 open up a collab from Halo. Do you think this game will do collabs? Guess they might, huh? Didn't they update it so you can skip the factory tutorials now? Really? Well, that's great. That was a huge problem. All right. That was great. I got what I needed. Anything else, guys? Before I head off? I think we're good. Great talk, great talk. Gotta do a stream every once in a while. I'll make sure I do a Nikkei stream next. You learned a lot today. I think so. I think I did too. Thank you to contributors. Lancer, Mazo, Gaius, all you guys. Spaceman. Prism, of course, you. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, well done. Have fun. Have fun Enfielding. I'm gonna work on the video. Yeah, we can do schizo theories on all the games. All the games. All right. Have a good one.